is Julie Welsh, and I'm here to talk to you about how to make meditation flags for Creative 360's Good Karma Month. The concept of these flags is old. It's rooted in Buddhism, and the premise is that they represent things like peace, compassion, strength, and wisdom. When you hang your flags outside, the idea is that the wind blows all those different powerful things out into the universe, and we all benefit from it. We're going to be making flags that are built on this concept, but are going to be unique to you. So, how do we get started? Well, there are two things that you're going to need to do to begin. The first is you're going to stop and think about words that express the energy that you would like to share with others. You know, a single word can be very powerful and mean many different things. So right now, I'd like you to think about what things are important to you that you want to remember or to celebrate. And then I want you to take the time to sit down and write some really good words that help you in terms of what you want to express. Maybe there are words that remind you about relatives, your family, your friends, your pets, because guess what? They're often part of your family as well. It might be bigger things like nature, friendship, the world around you, your faith. It can be big things, or it can be small things, like I had ice cream with my dinner last night. We have a lot of gratitudes, and we should remember those. So take the time to record those words, and you're going to use them in the creation of your flags. The second thing you need to do is start to gather your supplies. Here at Creative 360, we will have free flag kits that you can pick up, but you can supplement those with things that you have at your home. For sure, you're going to need things like a pair of scissors, a ruler, a stapler, some really good strong glue, needle and thread, and you can use a sewing machine too, but that's definitely not required. The base of your flag is a piece of cloth 5 inches wide and 11 inches long. You can use the cloth provided in your kit, but you can also use anything you have. If you're a sewer, you may have fabric stash. If not, look around your house and see what you have. You might have something like an old dish towel, maybe a pillowcase, something that was going to be donated, like this old apron, a scarf, a handkerchief, and even an old piece of quilt. So there are all kinds of things that if you're happy to repurpose it, then you can use it for the base of your flag. Next, you want to go in a treasure hunt to find some embellishments that will be cool additions to your flag. Think of all the different places at your home that you have different things that you could find. Go into those junk drawers, your craft room, your jewelry box, maybe the garage, the kitchen, your bedroom. Look everywhere and try and find different things that you might want to add to your flag. Some of the things you could think about are finding things like lace and ribbon and trim that could be used. Buttons, and how many of us have buttons that came with clothes that we bought sitting in little plastic bags in your bedroom? Go and pull them out, we can use them. Then you want to find things that you can either pin or clip or sew onto your flag. So things like safety pins, old keys, old jewelry, things like buckles, maybe some pet tags, and the buttons that you get from different trips that you may have gone on, and beads that you can sew on. Don't forget about nature. Just go outside. Maybe you're going to find some feathers, some pine cones, a piece of bark, whatever really grabs you and think that you might want to add to your flag. Bring everything you found in your home and elsewhere together and start thinking about those words that I asked you to write down before. When you think about your words, are there different colors that you associate with them? For example, when I think of the word joy, I think of the colors yellow and orange. When I think about the word breathe, I may think about nature green or blue. What color do you associate with your words? And let the words that you use drive your decision about the cloth that you're going to use, the embellishments you're going to use, and how you're going to put your flag together. A tip for you is if you have plain cloth, like the stuff that you get in your kit, is that you can decorate it in different ways. So for example, you can use acrylic craft paint or maybe some house paint from your garage. You can use colored markers to color on it. You can use homemade stamps or regular rubber stamps to stamp on it. You can tie-dye it if you want. Be imaginative on how you want to add color to your plain fabric. Okay. So I'm going to do a little demo to show you how easy it is to use paint to add to your plain cloth. Here are a couple of examples that I've done. This was just leaves from outside that I brought in, and I pressed into some paint, and then I pressed onto the fabric. This example over here is one using a kid's foamy stamp and some acrylic paint. If you don't have a paint palette at home to use to do this kind of thing, it's real simple to take an old clipboard and some freezer paper with the glossy side up and just tape that onto the clipboard. So now you've got a nice flat surface that you can use with your paint. For this particular demo, what I want to show you is I'm just going to spread this paint, and I've mixed some red and some, orange and some yellow, and I'm going to take a foamy stamp, and you want to get right down into it, get lots of paint on your stamp. That could use a little bit more. And then I am just going to press it down onto the fabric, and fingers crossed, I'll get a nice clean image of my foamy. Now I can also use things in my household that you might not even have thought about. So look at this, it's the bottom of a flip-flop. It has all kinds of cool pattern. So I can just press that into the paint, and I can press it back down onto my cloth and get some pattern. You can also use things like lids from different jars or prescription medicine. This is from, I think, a cosmetic bottle, and you can get all kinds of different shapes that you can also press on. And you gotta get lots of paint. And we'll add a little circle to that. So this is just to show you how easy it is to use and add paint onto your flag. Another thing you can do is to get like a full cloth print is to just mix up a whole bunch of paint. Think about your colors. And then take your stamp, the one I was using before, and just press it all over. Get some design in, maybe use some and then you can literally take your cloth and put it down on top. Trying not to get paint on my hands. And you should get a nice little pattern to use for your flag. The base of your flag is a piece of cloth cut 5 inches wide and 11 inches long. So this is an example from your material in your flag kit. That means the thing you want to do to create a sleeve to hang your flag is you're going to fold over 3 inches at the top, and your final flag size before you add any embellishments or anything else is 5 inches wide and 8 inches long. Now, you can create your flags bigger than this, you can create them smaller than this. It's really entirely up to you, but this is the base that we're going to use. The other thing you're going to want to do is to figure out how you're going to add your special words to your flags. There's lots of different ways that you can do this. One example is if you happen to have a stamp of the word that you like, is to stamp it right onto the flag itself. You can also spell out the word you want to add to your flag using letter stamps right onto fabric that you can sew onto your fabric. You can also take a Sharpie and just print your word right onto your flag. Another option would be to create a fun tag with the word on it, and that could be sewn or stapled onto your flag. If you're really technical and know how to do it, you can use your inkjet printer to type words onto a piece of fabric, and those can be added to your flag as well. So by now, you've pulled all these things together, you've thought about your words, and you've let that drive your decisions about the cloth you use, the embellishments you're going to use. It's time to put your flag together. You have lots of different ways to attach things to your flag. You can staple things on, you can use really strong industrial strength glue to glue it on, and you can hand sew it on. Maybe you have some other ways that you're going to add it. The one thing I do want to make sure you do is keep lots of dangly things so that when we have flags outside, you'll get to see the movement of them in the wind. Your flag can be as simple or as elaborate as you'd like to make it. After all, it is your flag and it is unique to you. Be sure to write your name and the date on the back of your flag and then celebrate. Do a little happy dance. Great job. Our hope is that you will provide us one of your flags that we can hang here at Creative 360, and also that you make more flags that you can hang at your home, whether it's inside or outside. Everyone can participate in this project, regardless of their age or their skill level. Just think of all the energy that we can send out into the community with all the flags that we get to hang. We're going to start hanging flags here at Creative 360 on September 14th, and we'll add more as they come in. So thank you, everyone, and more details about how to get your kits and bring your flag in will show up after the end of this presentation. Good luck, and I look forward to seeing your creations.